Good evening, everybody. It is 7:11, and I'm going to call the fourth Resolutions Committee meeting to
Fifth.
order. Fifth,
Fifth.
fifth Resolutions Committee to order. Thank you so much. We will begin with roll call, and I will pass it on to Diana to take over from here.
Okay. Are we doing that in row?
Column U. I'm going to hide the others real quick.
Okay.
Hide. There you go.
Okay. Much easier. Okay. CD1, CD2, CD3, CD4, CD5,
Present.
CD6,
Present.
CD7,
Present.
CD8,
Present.
CD9,
Here.
CD10,
Present.
CD11,
Present.
CD12,
Here.
CD13, CD14, CD15,
Present. Present.
15.
Present.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. Hang on.
So, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Sorry. CD 16, CD 17,
Here.
CD 18,
Present.
CD 19, CD 20, CD 21,
Present.
CD 22,
Present.
CD 23, CD 24,
Present.
CD 25, CD 26, CD 27,
Present.
CD 28, CD 29,
Present.
CD 30,
Present.
CD 31,
Present.
CD 32 is me, CD 33, CD 34,
Present.
CD 35, CD 36, CD 37. Okay.
Alrighty. Thank you, Diana. We have a quorum. We have 20 people on the call, 21 including myself. So let us begin. I'm going to quickly text, or actually see if Jonathan, who was on the tellers committee, is available to join us real quick. Um, in the meantime, please feel free to ask questions in the chat. And let me see if we can get Jonathan on here just so we can get some kind of guidance on exactly how this was done.
Yeah, I just have a really quick point of information. This is just a question on my part. So I understand that since we're done with the required 10 county slash city resolutions, we're going to be moving on to other resolutions. Is
Mhm.
that simply where we all just motion for the resolutions that we personally prefer, or is it more that we're going to have a designated order?
So, first things first, I don't know if all the resolutions that had 10 plus CDs were properly counted. I want to make sure that we go through them to make sure that the ones we are charged to do, we are doing. After that, if there's any other resolution that we want to take up, it would be a 66%, yeah, two-thirds vote from the committee present to take anything up.
All right, so we'd be doing it for individual resolutions. Okay.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
individuals can bring up a motion, but you still need a two-thirds majority vote. And so You know what? Let me just call Jonathan real quick.
Is 2/3 of 2013 or 14 in this case?
In this case, 2/3 of 20.
But I thought those were only if they
Hey,
came
Jonathan, where you
from
at?
committee.
Sorry, I'm on the call with Jonathan. Let me see if I can get him on this meeting. Hopefully, he can clarify some things for us.
What was your question, Pam? It kind of got cut off a little bit.
Not a question, but I thought those that were not part of the past 10 counties charged that we have to take up. I thought they had to be vetted through committee and then the committee would bring them to the whole body. So I was asking, and I thought that was the process that the committee was going to vet them first.
The subcommittee?
Yes.
It's my understanding, at least from a parliamentarian standpoint, that that's not mandatory, more optional. Since the way he set it up, to my understanding, was the subcommittees would meet outside of the main meeting times and hopefully chat amongst each other or figure out a way to discuss what they thought. But I think he said that if we're in an open meeting like this, like if there's a resolution you want to bring up, we could always make a motion. That's my understanding.
So they could be going through subcommittee and this main committee at the same time. I guess I'm just how we're going to keep that straight because subcommittees we did it based on healthcare or let's say data centers or so that's going to get very confusing how we determine what is the subcommittee actually going to be doing then.
That's a good question. I can see how that could be confusing. My thought process was our subcommittee work was more finding stuff we were passionate about it as a smaller group and bringing it to the main group's attention. Um,
But I thought subcommittee was going to finalize language to bring, because remember, there's two we know for sure that passed 10 or more counties that we as a larger body sent it to subcommittee to kind of fine tune the language for it to come.
okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a good question for him when he comes back, because I also have that question now.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just trying to like I'm a person who believes in order. So I'm just trying to figure out like, what are we doing? What's the order? So that I understand what are we doing in committee? What are we doing? Because now that we got a permanent committee meeting scheduled for every night from now to next Sunday, which is the deadline to submit the report to the convention, what's the need for the subcommittees then?
Judge, I just wanted to point out to you and everyone else that in the chat, our TDP parliamentarian put in a comment, and her response was they do not have to go through the subcommittee first. The subcommittees were only supposed to take up items assigned directly to them. And she said, any of the ones including in his grouping had been counted correctly in response to the question on how many um, of the, if all of the resolutions that pass the 10 or more county or congressional conventions and it already been counted correctly. So,
Yeah.
and then she also said that and when we are voting, it's 2/3 of those present and voting. So
Correct.
you have to be present and you have to vote. But to your question, the answer that she put in, oh, Dina's saying thank you. Okay, is
Why is my camera going weird again?
the subcommittees are to take up the items assigned directly to them.
Yeah.
And that they don't have to go to subcommittees first. And I've worked on the resolutions committee or the platform committee, as I mentioned to some of y'all when I introduced myself, over the last 46 years, 23 times. And I've seen where we've gone, the resolutions have gone to subcommittees first for consideration based on their topic and their assignment to a topic. Or as in this case, their chair decided that they're going to go to all of us first. And in that case, when we hear all of them, the way it's worked in the past is each person on the committee gets to choose their a resolution, bring it up, and then once we go through each one of those, then we start the cycle again and bring it up. And in some of the resolutions, you'll see there's some of the resolutions, as our chairman has told us, there are several that are the same resolution, either the same exact wording or the same type of resolution. And then we could just consolidate that and just decide which one we like the best. And whoever's passionate about that topic, choose it and bring it forward. And then if it passes, then all of those resolutions would be tied to that one and we would be finished with that topic. And that makes it go, the consideration of the resolutions go much faster. And I know that Jazz said it's already been 8 hours that we've spent. And as I've mentioned, also, generally for resolutions committee, members meet 40 to 60 hours on the resolutions. And that does not include subcommittee time. Subcommittee time is additional. So I hope that helps, just bringing up some historical perspective.
It helps. I'm just still trying to understand then for this year what's
Yes.
gonna be handled in committee and what's gonna be handled in subcommittees and what's gonna be handled in full committee, seeing that we're gonna meet full committee every night for the next week, 7 to 9. What is subcommittee supposed to be doing?
If something's assigned a subcommittee, right, or you are on that subcommittee, right?
Right.
If something's assigned, that is priority. If something isn't assigned, but the members of the subcommittee think it's really great, bring it up, and hopefully get a 2/3 vote, and we can actually discuss it.
So it's the subcommittee that's going to decide to bring it to the full committee.
Yeah, it's not that you have to decide, and there's
Right, but I'll vet it.
it's supposed to streamline the categories that way a bit. But I have Jonathan who is here. Jonathan,
Who is Jonathan, Sean? Is he a staff person or a committee member?
Jonathan is former STEC, but he is
Dana said
arguably one of
earlier
the
he's a teller, right?
yeah, he's a teller. And but he is so much more than that. Just one of the all-star volunteers that we have. Is Jonathan still here?
Yes,
What's
I'm
his
here.
last name?
Oh, okay, yes.
Jonathan, would you introduce yourself? Because I'm not sure. They just said Jonathan. And I don't know Jonathan who.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Marcantel. I'm the Secretary for the Fort Bend County Democratic Party and Secretary for the Texas Democratic Veterans, and the former SDEC member for the Texas Democratic Veterans earlier this term.
Thank you.
So, Jonathan, real quick, we're trying to figure out resolutions here, right? Like the ones that pass 10 plus CDs. This was the original sheet sent to me.
Right.
And I know we had which congressional districts passed them, results by item. Did they meet the 10 threshold requirement? This is the not tabled version. And then you had them in
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we sure?
Yeah, that one. The colored one is excuse me. You should be looking at a grid that says item 1, item 2, item 3. The tab is send to resolutions.
Yes. So we have the groupings.
Not the groupings tab, the send to resolutions.
Yeah, this is the forward to resolutions tab.
Okay.
And there are 20 groupings on here.
hmm
Are these the only 20 that got 10 plus? Are we like 100% sure about that?
No, those are the ones that were substantially similar and got 10 plus.
Got it. Okay. And so the 40 that were sent to us, the 40-ish, were the 10 plus ones, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And the issue is that some people are bringing up that there are other resolutions that probably pass 10 plus more, but we don't have them. And we're trying to figure out like where did they go, what's going on, and are we missing anything?
Okay, if you go to tab 3 on that form, on the spreadsheet you're on right now.
The no table one?
Yeah, hang on. Yeah. Okay. Um, some of these you'll find passed all by them their lonesome,
Yeah.
and had passed enough to go just by themselves. They weren't substantially similar.
Right.
So that's a piece that I did not get synthesized between everything else, between working on y'all, rules, platform. So I was trying to get the substantially similars put together for y'all and
okay.
get the really annoying part of this job out of your way so you can go, okay, 2002, 2102, and 2148 are the same resolution. Let's pull those three, look at them, figure out what we want it to, which one we like best, or what parts we like best of each one, and make it a new one.
Got it.
And
Okay.
create either pass one of them for the whole or create your committee substitute.
Got it. Okay. And I guess this is also maybe a Gina question then. Um, the sheet we got, that's the 10 plus resolutions, right? Those are confirmed 10 plus, but is it exhaustive or no? Or do we just not know that?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes, so the resolutions that are 10 plus, this, resolutions passed greater than or equal to 10 plus county CDs. Is this an exhaustive list or is it just,
I did not create the WIP one. I don't know.
I mean, I just copied the one you gave me and I just
Oh,
kind of,
okay.
yeah.
So that list is exhaustive. The group ones are in there by whichever one in that group was the earliest number.
Okay. And okay, so these are then why are people saying that there are more that passed 10 plus that did
Jazz,
yeah.
Okay.
we have I have the item count by CD.
Okay.
Um, thing. I'm trying to get my security set on the file. Where are you? So that I can send it out. There we are. Manage access. Anyone with link change. Anyone with link. Copy link. Now let me drop this in the chat for you. And this should look familiar to you.
This looks familiar, yes.
Okay, so your higher number in that in column and B and C, the higher number is the one you use.
Okay. And this is not normalized with substantially similar, right? These are just
No,
raw. Okay.
no, that's just raw. That's just the raw text. So if they're not on the substantially similar list on that grid, then they need to be checked to see if they have more or less.
Oh, that didn't work.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So Jonathan,
Mhm.
do I understand from you then that this is a complete list that was sent? Looks like it from all the data that you're showing us. Sometimes people think that there are more, but in actuality,
Yeah.
they didn't meet the threshold.
Yes, ma'am. This is literally every one that passed,
Okay,
and just run through to count how many CDs passed it.
perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. So this gives us a good starting point. I think we can run some things on here and figure out which ones are indeed. There we go. Resolutions. Oh, are they all the same? Oh, interesting. So the
What?
greens are the ones that passed in rules and platform, or are greens just the 20 plus?
I think range are 20 plus
Got it.
or 10 plus. I can't remember.
Right, right. Yeah. Sorry. That's what I meant. 10 plus.
Yeah. And again, I was up against the deadline, so I
No,
had to send what I had to let the commit. Basically, um, with the timing of the committee appointments and everything, um, I was doing trying to get a lot of y'all's back end work done for for all three committees, so that y'all can jump in right into actually writing.
got it. Got it. And no, no one's blaming you for anything. I mean,
Oh, I know.
volunteer, you do so much for us. Thank you so much for getting
Oh,
some.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I'm looking at the thing that says resolutions. It has item number and then item numbers. It has like ones that are in the thousands, ones in the 2000s. Which ones? But there's ones in there we don't have.
1000s are rules,
Okay,
3000s is platforms. Y'all only deal with the 2000 series.
got it. Okay, cool. Because it's like I have
So,
this whole list of ones that I was just given numbers for, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
which ones do we care about? Cool.
yeah, y'all do the 2000s through, I think it was 21, almost 2200,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
maybe over 2200 by the time um, the local ads were numbered.
Right. And so these were the ones that were submitted before the county conventions, right?
Yeah. Now on the substantially similars, if you see an R number on the substantially similar tab on the resolution
Yes.
sheet, that one is, those R numbers are row numbers for the sheet 3 for the results note not table.
Got it.
Do we just jump in with a question, or are we taking questions in any order?
Oh, I just want to get through my understanding first because now I'm getting a clearer picture of where the gap was.
Yeah.
So, but
This
okay.
this page you're looking at right now was my first attempt.
Got it.
And it was going to take me till convention to get that style done. So I had to scrap that idea and go to the way I did it.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay.
Do we have the
So
text for the R ones?
Yes, the text for the R ones are in that sheet 3.
So
Okay.
about
You
that.
just have to actually cut and paste it into a Word doc to get it done.
So about that. A lot of these are actually missing things.
Are they missing things in there? But they're not missing the clauses, are they? Keep
There,
going over to the right. It should
yeah,
be whereas clauses. They're missing those.
yeah, that's the issue I'm having is a lot of
Look
whereas.
on the original results sheet. See if you can
Yeah,
find
look on
that.
sheet 2.
Well, if
Yeah,
they have a number, they're not going to have whereas clauses. They only are going to have the clauses there if there's not already an assigned number.
If there's an R number in that table, if there's an R number
yeah.
on the substantially similars, then you'll have information on the local ads on the submitted at county conventions.
So these R numbers are referring to results item
The
not table.
Yeah, the row 3 or
Yeah, sheet 3.
sheet 3.
Right.
Yeah. So if you go to
So let's go 1141, right?
yeah,
Row 1141 is blank, but again, it's assigned. So
Which
That's
sheet did
1041.
which sheet did you pull the R from? The results item no not table? That's the source of the R number?
that's what I'm
Say again?
assuming. Because
Is the source of the R number on the results item number not table tab?
the R number is the actual row number of that spreadsheet of sheet 3 because it was a local ad. It was a
okay,
substantially similar file that was locally added.
right. So we don't have any of the clauses on a lot of the R numbers. It's substantially similar, yes, but then I don't know if we can verify that. That's the issue we're having here.
Jazz, can you go to 1054? That was one of the R numbers.
Sure. R1054.
It's
Oh,
just
it's
me the
row 1054. Sorry.
row number, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is one of those that was an R number. But 54, 54. I think you're on 64.
64. Yeah, I'm blind.
Yeah.
54.
Okay, so and then just go across. Does that one? Okay, that one has a whereas.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay, so
But it does not have the be it resolved clauses.
Hey, some
is
people just
entirely
copied
possible.
into
I was gonna say you might
So-
look in your clause because a lot of people did not put them in correctly. They just put it all into
some
one
people
cell.
cut and pasted bad.
okay.
Yeah, these are just whereas clauses that even in the text that they don't say be it resolved anywhere.
If you actually copy it into a text document, you'll see that they just cut and pasted bad.
Wow. So there may have been resolutions that passed 10 plus that do not have all their wordings in because people got lazy.
Yeah,
And there's no way for us to verify that if I'm getting there.
correct.
Oh, that's a disaster. Okay.
Well, that's unfortunately that's on the submitter. We can't do anything about that.
You're right. We can't. If they didn't submit things properly, we can't touch them then because
Yeah.
as much as
Now, okay.
Yeah.
Marcos, a lot of Marcos, they threw them in there and then they just pretty much ignored them. They didn't type in everything that Marco put in his. They didn't cut and paste it in. So usually they were pretty good about putting the title of it. So on some of these substantially similars, you can kind of ferret out what it is, because say Fort Bend, Harris, and Dallas and El Paso County all passed Marco's resolution to increase the SDEC.
right.
They may have just put title. They may have just put title increase the SDEC or whatever the actual title was, and left all the whereas blank.
Jonathan, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Chairman, I would like to ask Jonathan for clarification. I've been a member of the resolutions or the platform committee for a long time, over decades, but we have a lot of new members. So just to clarify for everyone, when you refer to they, you mean the person or people who were assigned by their county to submit
input
the
into the system.
information, to submit it into the Texas Democratic Party system. And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
they is not necessarily somebody who is doing something nefarious. It's somebody.
And they includes me, because on Marco's resolutions,
Mm-hmm.
I put in the titles, did not put in all of the whereases,
Mm-hmm.
because there was so much there.
Mm-hmm.
And we had, I think we went through all of them, didn't we, Jazz?
We did go
In
through
Fort
all,
Bend?
however many hundreds we had, yeah.
So, I mean, I was doing a lot of data entry.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for any way I could cut down the 5 or 6 hours I was sitting there doing data entry.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
we need to avoid saying it's nefarious or lazy to input these because, I input some and I'm concerned that they're missing. Now, when we filled out that Google document, it didn't present you with the results. It just went away. And I
Right.
immediately was trying to find out from somebody where I could see to make sure that it came across the way it was intended. And nobody gave me any information or direction to that. So now they appear to be missing. I've got a couple I've been looking for because of our convention delegates, county convention delegates have asked about them.
Okay.
Where's my resolution?
Check sheet, Phil, check sheet 1, if I'm remembering correctly. If
Yeah.
you've got it up, check sheet 1. And if you know how to do a filter for not already in state system, I think was the way they were tagged, either in state system or not in state system. And that'll at least get it down to a couple hundred for you to fly through to see if you see those that you're looking for. If they didn't pass enough counties, I completely ignored them. Since my understanding, and I may have misunderstood this, was that y'all don't touch anything that doesn't have 10 plus.
You're right. We're not charged with. We don't have to do any resolution that didn't get 10 plus.
Right.
The idea here is we have gone through almost all the ones that were 10 plus. But we want to verify we got all of them. And if there are other resolutions that are very important that people believe we need it, then maybe we can consider it with a 2/3 vote.
Exactly. That's correct. That's the way it's done in the past.
But it sounds like he's saying that we're not supposed to if they didn't get 10 counties.
No.
No.
I said that was my understanding. So I did not worry about them.
Okay.
What I was charged with was getting y'all a 10 plus list.
Right.
Which you did, which was great. Thank you, by the way.
And anything that's not 10 plus, we don't have to, but we can.
Right. And I literally ignored anything that was not 10 plus because to go through the entire 1,500 or so that were submitted, especially the county convention filed, would have been impossible.
We've done it before many times.
So for what it's worth, normally this committee, the permanent committee, would not have the option of picking something up by a 2/3 vote. That is only happening this year because the temporary committees were appointed late and did not have an opportunity to meet until like 2 days before the permanent committees were elected. So the chair decided, let's just not bother with it, let the permanent committee go ahead and do the business. Normally, you would not have the option to choose something by two-thirds. You'd only be able to do the things that were referred to you by the temporary committee. They're the ones who would be voting on that two-thirds. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the way we used to do it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
the temporary committee met for a long time before the permanent committee started meeting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
Point of information, Mr. Chair.
yes, Cameron.
I am not indicting anybody about anything. I am literally asking the question.
Of course.
Is it best then for our subcommittees to receive resolutions by category and let them work through what's substantially similar or not, for the larger committees' time to be better spent voting on what comes out of the subcommittee? Because we've got too much stuff that has not been addressed, has not been looked at. But it's my understanding that all resolutions are supposed to at least be reviewed. And it doesn't seem that we're on a path to that if the larger committee has to go through each individual resolution to determine whether it is or isn't worth further consideration and then vote if we don't get this subcommittee stuff happening. Does
Right.
that make
And
sense?
that's why I wanted to really.
No. And I appreciate what you're doing. I'm not
Yeah.
dismissing any of what you just did. But now that we have a better understanding of how we got to the 10 congressional district or more list, and we are largely through with that, my question is about the remaining resolutions and how we're going to churn through getting those at least looked at by a subcommittee to determine what can we combine, what is substantially similar, because we haven't done that if
Right.
they didn't make 10 congressional districts or more. And then do we further reduce our working number with that subcommittee doing that categorical work for those resolutions that happen to fall in their lap?
Yep. That is precisely where I was going with this and why I wanted this meeting where we can all work together and understand the situation. So now that we have a full understanding that a temporary committee didn't really meet, that we're going to have to try and take up the mantle for that just to make sure that the wishes of the party across the state are met. So, yeah, it's not a great situation, but yes, I fully agree with you that the subcommittees, that's also why, saying subcommittees kind of go through the resolution, see what you like, and then bring it up to the bigger committee after your subcommittee meets, whenever that may be. That is the intention here.
Well, I think that we literally need to have certain items assigned to the subcommittees so that there isn't a whimsical belief or perspective by anybody, but rather, hey, we found 10 for your committee. Y'all need to go through them. We found another 15 for this committee. Y'all need to go through them. Whatever numbers those end up being in terms of resolution numbers, though I believe those need to be assigned to those categorical committees so that they have a definitive amount of work to go through and we can document that it was assigned to committee rather than somebody missed it, didn't look at it, and they omitted consideration of a resolution that deserved consideration.
Right. So the question is, how do we get there? I see column R has a resolution category on this sheet. Let me look at the other sheet that Jonathan just sent. Do we have categories on here? They're not complete, but yes, we kind of do. Oh, no, we don't. Okay.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes.
and I've had my hand up. I agree with what Cabran is saying. I was going to suggest something similar. The only other thing that I would add to that, now that we have a better understanding of what we're going to do in committee, we referred some of those that were 10 plus to committee to clean up the language, which we did clean up some of the language in this broader committee as opposed to the subcommittee. So I'm just wondering, is it possible we should know the 2 or 3 it was that we sent to subcommittee? Is it appropriate for us to bring those back to this committee to make sure that we now go through all those that we were charged with reviewing that passed 10 plus counties, and then let the subcommittees just do what we've discussed tonight by category? And I say that because even going by what you're showing, the column you were just showing are with the categories, like we saw last night, there was one that we saw that was titled diversity, but it was about environmental stuff. I don't know if those categories would even give us everything that we need. But I'm just wondering, is it appropriate to bring those back to the larger permanent committee instead of the ones we referred to subcommittee?
It might be. And if we have time later today, because I'm really just trying to process how we're going to do this,
Right.
then yes. But let me get through some more questions. I saw Jackie, your hand was up, but your hand's down now.
Yes, I just wanted to make a point of information about this document. I'm seeing that there are some resolutions that are noted as passed in CD 27, but not CD 34. And we held a joint primary convention. So everything that was passed in 34 was passed in 27, and the same for 27 and 34.
CD 27 is in multiple counties. It may not have been the one you're thinking of.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
CD 27 is in multiple counties. And
Yes.
so it may have passed in a different county CD.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It doesn't overlap with the county that the other CDs are in. And I know that number is accurate for a fact because I just know that.
Okay, yes, I see what you're saying because it does both of those CDs actually cover over multiple counties. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay. Rosalie?
Yes, I just wanted to mention that I did a research and I have that 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 AI or chat GPT. I don't know how it did a search, and it divided the resolutions, and they're like for Democratic Party affairs and business, like for all of our different committees, there's 42. And then for voting rights and democratic reforms, there's 32. And then for environment, there's 30, and so on and so on. And so I do have that, and that we could, that's a good way of just taking them up because they're already divided and up that way. And I think that would be a good way if you want to send to some committee that way. That's number one. Number two, I mentioned before, I don't know if you were on the call or if you were texting Jonathan, that in the past, when we gotten to this point, because I go back all the way to the days where the temporary committee actually, we had to all drive to Austin and meet in the office, and we had everything was by paper. So we had like that 1,000+ number that Jonathan mentioned, each in by paper in files. And we went through them one by one. And then we would do something where we would have everybody after they were categorized, and like you said, all the similar ones were put together and the ones that passed by 10, then we would take up all the 10. And then we would say, okay, everybody gets to choose one, your favorite one. And then we would go around the table and everyone would present their special resolution. And then we also, the permanent committee met at convention on Saturday all day from 8 a.m. until they told us that was it. We couldn't finish anymore. But all of the resolutions that were not considered by the permanent resolutions committee nor the temporary committee were not just thrown away. They all went on to the SDEC, to the full SDEC. And then the SDEC subcommittees, in this case, resolutions or rules, or, would take up those resolutions that passed that did not have an opportunity to be heard at convention. So they went through the SDEC system. They didn't just go away. So I wanted to mention to everyone that they don't just go away if the current chairman still handles it the way it's been done by previous chairmen, going back to Billy Goldberg and then Bob Slagle and so on and so forth. But
that's good information. Yes, Howard?
I've been since I'm on the one of the education committees, I just went through all those. I'm going through it. I get what a lot of y'all are saying. It's just the big problem with the let's assign them to there, let's assign them to that, is we have a big wall of text and just random things, and a huge chunk of them don't have resolve statements, don't have whereas. So it's like you're saying, oh, we could do this, we could do this, we can do this, but it's I'm not sure we can, because just the facts on the ground seem to be they were either not completed correctly or the information wasn't copied, something along the way it happened. So it's like, great, we have 30 resolutions, but we also don't have 30 resolutions because it's just like a single whereas, or it's a or just a title.
Yeah.
I've just been going through, I've been noticing that. So I'm trying to find one that has a thing we could do, but.
So I have an idea here. And this will be homework, but
yeah.
What I'm gonna do is first go through all of these in our studio, find anything with just a title, and find the other ones that have the same title, and have it fill in the gaps there. Then I will have it go through and combine anyone's CD county pair to get the 10 plus list. And then after that, we're going to have to eyeball substantially similar on text, because I don't want to use AI because AI does hallucinate. And the context windows on AI, they're not big enough for this amount of data. So I think that might be the move, is to use machine learning as opposed to AI, which is a whole substantial project on its own. That's where my head is at right now for what to do. But if anybody has any other ideas, that would be great.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. If you want, Doug, I have some ideas. I can't really talk much right now. If you want to talk in the morning, I have some ideas of how we can parse through this for a little bit more quickly.
Okay.
Combine some of those.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good. Christy, yes?
Is it not possible to sort by category? I mean, that's the way we've done it before. Just sort it by that column with the category in it.
It is, but the issue here is we don't have all the clauses in there right now. So a lot of them don't have even the whereas clauses. A lot of them don't have the be it resolves. If we sort by category, you will have incomplete information. And that is the biggest issue. That's what Howard was mentioning here.
Hey, Jazz.
Yeah.
While it is tedious work, somewhere up in the chat, the full document of all that were, it looks like all that were submitted prior to the county conventions is in one entire document. It's in item number order, but it's also searchable by category, if subcommittee members want to peruse that document.
Yes, there should be a folder actually that has all of them on there in the Google Drive. I don't know if I actually.
It's not included in our folder. Dina shared
Yeah,
it
I still
earlier, I
have
think.
that somewhere too, with all the item numbers from before convention. I'll try
Yes.
to drop it.
Yes, if you drop that in the drive, or if it doesn't let you, let me know, and I'll give you permission to do that.
Yeah, the
And that will at
folder,
least give.
I shared the folder in the chat.
Okay, perfect.
Jazz, is there a master?
There we
Is there a master list or a repository where all of the resolutions have been submitted in their entirety that we can reference? I mean, I see it as reverse engineering, but we got to get to what were those whereases and therefore let it be resolved that are missing so that we can then move forward.
Right,
And if the state party has received all of the resolutions, then it seems that there is a workable solution, but it might take a day or two for it to become soft and workable.
right.
Is that
That's precisely why I'm going to use machine learning to get this done.
okay?
I think that I make a copy. I try to make a copy every time something's shared, so that way when it's shared with too much edit and somebody edits and then we can't go back and fix it, I have a copy of that point in time. So I'm gonna go look and see if I have from at spring convention a copy of it before any of the clauses were taken off. I'll see if I have it and I'll drop it back.
Okay, that would be great. All right, so that gives me a baseline of where we're at. I'm just going to do some computer magic and make it happen tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I have homework. Is there anything else we would like to discuss? Oh, yes. Do you see your hands up? No? Okay. Yes, Debbie?
One of the ones that was sent to subcommittee was the nurse practitioner one, number 2024, that passed 10 committees. I researched it and I was wrong. The initial proposal was in February, but the final rule wasn't until April 30th. So I propose that we bring that resolution back up. It was one of the two that was sent to committee, and we just take it as it was submitted and not make any changes so we can get that 10 county resolution completed tonight, if that's okay.
That is okay.
Second,
Well, was that a motion?
I heard a
I'll make it a
motion.
motion. Somebody made a motion.
Well,
So
hang
it's so
on. Before we get there, is everyone okay with me doing crazy computer stuff and trying to figure something out here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that you're good with that. I'm gonna figure that out later. Okay. So, any other questions regarding this new process? Because once we have those numbers of all the items we can consider and the proper resolutions by category, we'll have the subcommittees meet. I have not created the WhatsApp group yet, but if somebody would like to volunteer and try and coordinate that, that would be great.
are we settled on WhatsApp, or we mentioned Discord and
No.
then we kind of left it up in the air?
Yeah, it was up there. That's what it was. Some people prefer Signal. Some people
I had
prefer.
a proposal with that. I think that might work.
Oh yes.
How about we leave it up to the subcommittee on what works best for them? Because that might just throwing that out there, like that might just be easier since this is kind of unofficial stuff.
Yeah. But then how would the subcommittee first meet together?
We
On
have our
Zoom.
emails.
On
Okay.
Zoom.
I thought last meeting we discussed breakout rooms.
Okay. That's right, we did. And I did enable those, so we have that option for a bit later. Yes, Jonathan?
Hey, for those asking for access to that item CD approval, please save a copy because I want to keep mine. I want to keep the original and not edited.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a copy. Okay, that is confirmed. So then you can edit your own, which is great.
Jazz, don't go off of what you can do.
Yeah, of course.
You have master access to a lot of those files on my drive.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's actually very helpful. Okay, cool. All right. So now that's taken care of, back to the issue. We'll do the breakout rooms right after this because I believe now Debbie wants to bring up one of the ones we've done before.
Well, and I think that we can just bring it up for the whole committee and probably pass it as it was originally submitted.
Yes.
Because when I researched it, it was April 30th, so we can't put that in, what I wanted to put in.
Okay, do you remember the item number for that one?
Yes, 2024. Nurse practitioners.
There we go. All right. Do we have a motion to consider item 2024 for adoption? Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All right, great. Thank you. Okay. Is there any discussion on item 2024, specifically with these changes? Would anyone like to propose these changes in a motion?
Okay. I think Debbie already told us, but Debbie, do you want to restate that? Make
Well,
a statement so it's in discussion.
Yeah, no, I was making some changes about what the Department of Education proposed as far as capping. And they had already proposed, I'm trying to read it, it's a little bit small for me. Sorry. Steve Weintraub apparently put in a couple of things that I hadn't seen before.
That's better.
Thank you. Yes. We're going to, his first one about the field has been cut, the support for the field has been cut in half. It was a proposal presented February 9th, but the final rule came out April 30th, so we can't put that in.
Okay.
In my opinion, that would be others to vote on that. Wish we could, because that's what's going on, but
I mean, it is just an amendment technically, so we could always consider it. Now, does it change the intent of the resolution?
no.
I believe it does. So I believe that is something we could consider. Okay, yes, thank you, Dina. You're the best. Okay, is there a motion to consider this new whereas clause that was added by Stephen?
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay, is there a second?
The reason this one was put in to the subcommittee
Second,
was because
Pam,
the
please.
wording is there is bad.
Whereas the United States Department of Education has removed nurse practitioner and other post-bac nursing programs, this making it available loans and support cut in half. Okay. Whereas the United States, we definitely need to amend this for sure.
Yeah, there's a grammar error. This, you need to take out the it after making and before available.
Yes. And I believe that should have been thus.
That it could be that that would make it sound better, thus making, but the it still doesn't need to be there.
Right, yeah.
And I believe it's
And they remove, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think we're talking about the same thing. I think it's a reference to them deprofessionalizing, taking nursing. I believe educators were on there too from like the list of like professional degrees, so it limits how many loans you can take out for it and stuff.
Right. There were a lot of people that were on it.
Yeah.
Speech pathologists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, nurse practitioners, educators. A lot of us were on there. And what it did is it capped the amount of loan that could be given to people at, I don't know if I wrote it down, it's something like 20,500 was the cap.
I have phrasing if
Yes, if you could just type it in, that would be great.
okay. Oh, well, I can't see it because your name is in the way.
Oh.
Okay. Thus cutting available loans and support for education in the field in half.
Solid.
Just maybe saying cutting because I don't know for sure that it's in half.
Okay.
And since it is including other fields, as Howard was saying, could we just say other post-baccalaureate programs and leave out nursing? We're keeping in nurse practitioner, which is the purpose of the resolution. But there are a lot of other healthcare related professions.
And I think we need to add something because it's just
baccalaureate health provider programs.
And then I think we need a little bit there saying like from the list of like professional degrees, because it just kind of says remove them and then that. I think we need remove from what?
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
We've made a lot of extra amendments to this amendment, but I did not hear a motion to amend the amendment.
That is correct, but for the sake of discussion, I did ask for this. So we're going to do that right after. But yes, you are correct. There would need to be a motion to amend the amendment right after.
Does that look good? If it does, somebody make the motion.
There's an extra space after or before field.
Yes, I see it.
And I would cut out in half because I didn't write the original amount down, but my memory was something like 35,000, so it's not quite in half.
So what about substantially?
That's a good word.
And it's also accurate.
Instead of many?
What about substantially?
So take out many and put substantially at the end?
Yep.
Okay. That does sound better.
Okay.
Can we say post-baccalaureate degree programs and not limit it to nursing? I mean, it is nurse practitioner, but that will cover the other ones that Howard was saying and I was saying.
I second that idea.
Okay.
All right. I have a motion to amend the amendment.
We never brought up the first one.
Oh.
So we don't need to amend the amendment here because I outright just rejected that one because it was just bad wordsmithing. So this is now just an original amendment, or this is now just an original amendment to the resolution.
I second whatever it is.
Okay, so the question is, do we have a motion to accept this amendment to the resolution?
So moved.
And then we have a second. Great. Is there any further discussion on this?
Yes, I would like to say that I'm still of the opinion this deviates from the original intent of this resolution. We're talking about the ability to educate the nurse practitioners, whereas the resolution was about nurse practitioners performing duties.
All the whereas clauses do specifically mention nurse practitioners.
The title says education, training, and licensure.
In support of
Isn't
nurse
about training.
practitioners practicing to the full extent of their education, training, and licensure. It is very specific to nurse practitioners.
I would like to make a motion for an amendment to this amendment to remove anything related to the post-baccalaureate programs not related to nurse practitioners.
Second.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll go for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Nay.
Nay. Nay.
Division vote?
Division vote.
I think that one was a bit more overwhelming, but a division has been called, and therefore we will go to a roll call vote.
Okay, we'll go ahead and add that on there.
Yes.
And are we voting on the amendment to the amendment?
Yes, this
Yes.
is to get rid of anything beyond nurse practitioners.
Besides their duties or what they can do?
This is like, let me
The
rephrase
whereas
that.
clause.
Yeah, so the whereas clause here, where we changed it up to do all post-baccalaureate degree programs, we're going, by voting yes, we are now going back to making it specifically toward nurse practitioners.
Is that true? Because I
Yes.
thought we were at an original amendment, which would be adding this whole whereas clause.
Then
I made an
after that-
amendment to the amendment.
That's right. Sean made an amendment to an amendment right after that. So we are now voting on the amendment to the amendment.
Could you restate that,
Say
please?
what?
So we changed this, whatever Stephen made as an original amendment, and we proposed this whereas clause as written with post-baccalaureate degrees programs. And now this amendment to the amendment is saying because the original intent of the resolution is specifically for nurse practitioners, we should make this just nurse practitioners and not just any post-bac degree programs. So a division has been called. Let's go for a roll call vote. If you are in favor of making this nurse practitioners only, then you will vote yes.
Can we make the roll call on the screen, please?
Am I not sharing my whole screen?
No.
Yes. Okay. Yes, absolutely. There you go. All right. Diana and or Erica, are you here?
Diana, I'm here.
Okay. Yep. I'll let you take the floor.
Okay. CD1, CD2, did I lose you guys?
I hear you.
Oh, nobody is present from those
Yeah.
CDs.
No, I just the cells were
Oh, okay. Okay.
okay, what is
Yes, we are in column V.
yeah, I just can't get it to work. It will not let me do it for some reason.
Interesting.
Well, Jazz, you could type it if she calls it.
That's right. Yes, I can. I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay, CD1, Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, CD1, CD2, CD3, CD4, CD5,
Nay.
CD6,
Aye.
CD7, CD8,
Aye.
CD9,
Nay.
CD10,
Aye.
CD11, yeah,
Aye.
CD12,
Aye.
CD13,
Nay.
CD14, CD15,
Um,
go ahead.
I,
CD16,
I have to say, okay.
Okay.
keep going.
Are you on 15 or 16?
16,
Oh, I'm 15, and I was trying to say that I'm not sure. Can you pass and come back to me because I'm trying to read it? And also, I was wondering, CD 13 replied, no, but they're not present unless he came in after.
I do not have him coming in after. I have two people, but not Bill.
Okay.
There's a lag, so it's tripping me up for some reason. Okay, so 13, nobody's here, correct?
I'm here. Hello.
CD13's here. He probably just in the chat. I see him in the participant list.
It's Bill Bass specifically?
Yes,
I
I see
heard
him.
him, but his microphone is just
Sorry, yeah,
really
my
loud.
microphone is pretty far away. I've got it now.
Okay.
Okay.
I replied to your question in the chat as far as being present after a roll call.
Okay, I'm sorry. I haven't gone back to look at it just yet. CD14, CD15,
We'll come back to her.
CD16, CD17,
Nay.
CD18,
Nay.
CD19, CD20, CD21,
Yes.
CD22,
Aye.
CD23, CD24, CD25,
Aye.
CD26.
Yes, and I'm here late.
Okay. CD27, CD28, CD29,
Yes.
CD30,
Yes.
CD31,
Yes.
CD32, yes. CD33,
Yes.
CD34,
Yes.
35, CD36, CD37.
No, that's pass.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Can I go back and
CD15,
nay?
sorry about that. There's a lag and it's causing a bit of an issue.
Okay.
Not 1616.
It's 1616.
Huh? Uh-uh. No, it's not 1616.
Well, the quorum was 16, right? It is still a vast majority. The vote in favor and opposed, 16-5. Amendment carries.
I love that background.
Oh, thank you, man. Okay, so the amendment carries, so it's no longer post-baccalaureate degree programs. It is now just post-baccalaureate nursing programs. Was the original? Yeah, okay. All right, now we have the original amendment. Is there any further discussion on the original amendment?
I'd like to say that I still am of the opinion that this clause or this whereas clause goes beyond the scope of the original resolution.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on this whereas clause? Hearing none, we'll go for a vote. All in favor of this amendment, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nay.
Yay.
It is in the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it. All right, that resolved or whereas clause is there. Now we have two more resolve clauses. Would anyone like to bring this up as an amendment? Either of them.
I make a motion to consider. Well, we'll just consider them in order. The second to last resolve clause.
Okay, this one. Resolve that the Democratic Party of Texas supports asking the U.S. Department of Education to reclassify back to a professional employment to help aspirant. Oh God, another one of these. To help aspirant nurse practitioners obtain the funding so important for getting the education.
It's terrible written.
Oh my God.
This is why it was supposed to go to committee.
Yes.
And when I went back, I didn't see this part with the resolutions. I only remembered the question about the funding. If I had realized there were these other things in there, I wouldn't have suggested we bring it up tonight. So I apologize to everybody.
But
Well, we're here now.
Are these two resolves? These were just suggestions by one committee member. So if we don't want to take them up, we don't have to.
Correct. We don't have to. That is correct.
Okay, then if it's okay with everybody, I say that we stop where we finished.
I believe
agree.
Sean
There was a
brought
motion
it
on the
up.
floor.
Was it seconded?
Yes.
Yeah, so the motion is on the floor now, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't mean to be out of order.
It's okay. All right. Is there any further discussion on this second to last resolved clause? Hearing none, I guess we'll take it to our vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay.
Nay.
It is in the opinion of the chair that the nays have it. All right. Last one. Resolve that the Democratic Party of Texas supports passing legislation limiting medical systems from using this expansion of nurse practitioners, practicing rights to depress wages by hiring more nurse practitioners and less MDs in hospitals, practices, etc.
I
Do
would
we have
like
a
to
motion?
make a motion not to take this up, but to delete it, if that's a proper motion.
That is not. We're just going to take a motion for this amendment. If it's a motion that has been moved and seconded, then we take it up. If it is not moved and seconded, then we do not discuss this. So do you have a motion to consider this last resolved clause?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Seconded.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this second resolved clause?
I'd like to speak in favor of my own motion. While I recognize people's reservations, reading through the whereas clause, there's a lot of talk about education, and I believe this kind of expands on, in my opinion, this expands on, the need to expand access for nurse practitioners, but we also recognize, living in the country we live in, that give an inch, take a mile when it comes to capitalism. And given that nurse practitioners get paid significantly less than medical doctors, I fear that if the government does remove that restriction of where nurse practitioners have to serve under an MD to be able to practice, there could be like a rush for systems to hire more nurse practitioners and depress wages. So that's why I believe it's necessary to support making sure there's just some checks and balances and some limits to protect labor, as it comes to this expansion of their right to practice.
Cool. Is there anybody who is opposed to this motion?
I'm opposed to this motion. This is Rosalie Weisfeld, simply because it's really not well written and it's confusing. I'm finished. That was a final statement.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on this amendment?
Yeah, this is Debbie Kerner. I think that it goes against what the resolution is saying because the nurse practitioners are requesting that they're able to do their job. And this is saying the opposite.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on this amendment?
I'm kind of confused. This note says delete paragraph. So was this an original resolve and we're talking about deleting it?
No, I think that delete paragraph is added separately, but this entire resolve clause is new.
Okay.
Like I think it might just be a formatting thing. Like it was just a paragraph, like a paragraph break that was just in there and is in there. It's just a weird formatting thing.
Yeah. All right. Is there any further discussion on this added resolved clause? Hearing none, we'll go for a vote. All in favor of this resolved clause, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay.
Nay.
It is in the opinion of the chair that the nays have it. And I'm going to actually insert that paragraph. Breakback. All right. Now back to the entire item 2024, to recommend adoption. Is there any further discussion on item 2024? Hearing none, let's take it for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, please signify by saying nay. The ayes have it. Adopted as amended. Fantastic. All right, that leaves one more.
Let's do it.
That one adopted as amended.
Point of information.
Yes.
So just to confirm, I would not be allowed to bring up another resolution during
Not
this meeting?
tonight.
Okay.
Mainly because I want to get through all the other things first. The stuff Jonathan and I are going to have a lot of fun doing tonight. And then when we get to subcommittees, we can figure out how we want people to meet. And then hopefully by tomorrow, using the power of all the technology I have, we will figure out a way to get you every single resolution and not just the combination of what we had before.
Okay, thank you.
2067 was the next one, right? I believe we did all the rest.
That's the only other one that I had to committee was 2067.
Great. Okay, let's just get to it. Item 2067. Do we have a motion to consider item 2067 for adoption?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second from Phil.
Okay, fantastic. We have some recommended changes. We have a addition of a resolved clause that the Texas Democratic Party calls for the removal of all mechanisms like reducing property tax, issuing private school vouchers, charter schools, and state takeover of school districts that removes funding and local control to Texas public schools. Do we have a motion to
So
consider this
moved.
amendment? So moved. Do we have a second? We have a second.
Debbie
Okay,
Turner.
is there any discussion on this amendment?
Was that Yassine first?
Yes.
Yes, it was Yassine first.
Dave, I have a real quick question. When you said mechanisms, is it, are you talking about just removing those programs, or just removing that from the formula? In the resolve clause.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It's a little vague here, but I would assume it would be removing, or like not doing or not passing property tax reduction or issuing private school vouchers or charter schools. It doesn't even say what they're doing, charter schools. I'm
So
guessing it's not
it
allowing more
says
charter schools.
removal of all mechanisms like, which could possibly mean two things. It could mean removal of mechanisms such as or removal of all mechanisms. So the intent of the author is not entirely clear here. Just wanted to point that out.
Yes, and if you'd like to make a motion to fix this, an amendment to the amendment would be great, because that is
Yes.
my concern here. And charter schools just being an item here and no verb with it.
Okay. I'm going to type it in real quick.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So moved.
Okay, we have an amendment to the amendment to make this last resolve clause read, resolve that the Texas Democratic Party calls for the removal of mechanisms such as reducing property tax, issuing private school vouchers, and the state takeover of school districts that removes funding and local control to Texas public schools. Ooh, that should be a from.
Was there a second?
Yeah.
Second.
I have a question again about the state takeover of school districts. What happens if a school system, if the board walks out? I hate to put that in there. What happens if the trustees walk out? Something happens to them all. Would the state not be able to take it over if there's a complete breakdown of that school system? What does that mean?
May I address that partly? I live in Houston, and the Houston Independent School District has been taken over by the state, and it has been a real mess. There was an elected school board. They have absolutely no power. The governor appointed Mike Morath, who is the superintendent of schools. He picked a yes person, board of managers, who approve whatever they say to approve. And it is a total mess here in Houston Independent School District. So I've witnessed what happens, and I've also watched them proceed to do that to several other school districts in the state. So this just talks about using mechanisms such as that. There may be times when there is a legitimate need to take it over. That does not preclude that from happening, but it does preclude things like what's happening here in Houston Independent School District and several other districts around the state.
Let me concur with that, with what Debbie said. I'm a former two-time trustee in Spring ISD, just north of Houston, and we've got 1,206 plus public school districts. So, David, we really haven't seen that issue. Sometimes we do have financial issues that come into play where TEA has to step in. But what we're seeing lately with Lake Worth, Fort Worth, Houston, and even potentially Alston is
I
a
think
totally different
Beaumont.
thing.
Yeah.
Beaumont, this is the second time for Beaumont, so,
Mhm.
yeah.
Would it be possible, or to say political takeover or political state takeover, to clarify that a little bit?
I don't think we need to.
Okay.
I mean, it's just as an example of what happens. It's not saying that there can't be a situation when they have to take over a school district. I worked in Kendallton ISD, which was a very, very small school district, and that was absorbed into Lamar Consolidated. North Forest Independent School District was absorbed into Houston Independent School District. So there are times where there are legitimate reasons for a school district to be absorbed by another district or to be handled in another manner. But this was for, it was a political reason, but I don't want to put the word political in the resolution. That's my opinion.
Yeah, because Abbott does it so that he can put his friends on the board who aren't qualified and makes up reasons and test scores so that all of his buddies can be in control of what goes on and take over curriculum. And before you know it, we're not teaching appropriate curriculum and books are banned. No, it is not a good thing to have it taken over by the state.
And to give people a little bit of information, Mike Miles, who is the superintendent here, was the superintendent in Dallas. Dallas fired him, and then Mike Miles hired him here. I was the presiding judge for the primary runoff at Westbury High School, which is an HISD, and they're down to 1,600 students. At one point, I think they had 2,000 or 3,000 students. So that's an example of what happens.
I think Will's had his hand up for a while.
Yes. Bill Bass. Will, are you there?
Nope.
Okay, I'm going on to Christy. Christy?
Just a little more about HISD. They closed about 70% of the libraries, fired the librarians. Those libraries now, they've cleared out books, they've cleared out tables. Those are in-school suspension rooms now. Where before Miles came, 1 in 4 teachers was on a degree plan. They weren't certified yet. It's completely opposite now. They've lost at least 3/4 of their certified teachers. And every other week in my email, they send information about job fairs for certified teachers. I wouldn't go work there now for all the money in the world.
Okay, thank you. Kebron?
I guess 2 questions. This is to the group. One, I'm interested in including at least one more resolve clause that deals with funding taken from an area must remain in that area and not sent out of state, like what happened in Houston. And 2, whatever board that is appointed to take over the school district must have members that are free of conflict with the independent school district. So you can't have charter school people on the board that oversees what's going to happen with the school district. Those are the 2 things I'd like to see included, but I'm more than welcome to feedback.
Okay. Rosalie, I see your hands up.
Yes, thank you. My comment is that this last resolve clause that's being added takes away from the purity of the resolution, which really does cover some of these particular issues without naming them, because it does refer to making sure that there's funding and that that the party supports the policies that create the mechanism, the Texas school funding formula that account for inflation, the true cost of education students, and that we affirm the strong and adequately funded public school systems are essential to the economic health, stability, and future of communities across Texas. I really don't see that there's a need for adding an additional resolve here, unless it's not in one of the other number of resolutions that have come to us for public through the convention process from the county. And so I would like to say here, just accept this resolution as currently written, or to send it back to and leave it in committee for consideration, taking into consideration the other resolutions that have come forward that may or may not include some of these particular issues in a more concise way, that including reducing property taxes, public school vouchers, and the two issues that were just brought up by the previous committee member.
Oh, all right. I do still see some hands up. Debbie, yes.
Okay. In looking at those that passed 10 committees, this is the only one in the primary and secondary education one. So these issues were not covered in any other resolutions. And what they're doing is in the ones that cover 10 counties. And what the state is doing is they're limiting the amount of property tax rise. And so they're constantly cutting the amount of money that school districts can raise. So I think it is important for that to be in here.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it affects all school districts, not just something like HISD that was taken over. So I think that it is important for this resolve clause to be there.
Okay, thank you. And then, oh, okay, she put her hand down. I thought I saw Allison's hand. All right. Is there any further discussion on this amendment? Hearing none, let's take it for a vote. All in favor of this amendment, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, please signify by saying nay.
Nay.
All right. So the amendment to the amendment has been approved. And now I guess we have to consider the actual amendment itself.
Hey, Jazz.
Yeah.
I
Quick,
second. Oh,
quick
sorry.
grammar fix. There needs to be an L in resolved there.
Oh yeah, resolved.
Yes.
Oopsie.
I have
Oops.
another
Yes.
grammatical thing.
Yeah.
Removes funding in local control to Texas public schools. I think someone mentioned that before. Shouldn't that be
It should
from?
be from. Yeah. That I mentioned that one.
Well, that's
Yep. That's fine. Okay. So now
I move that we pass this amendment.
Second.
second.
Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this?
Point of inquiry, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Mhm.
If it serves my memory correctly, the legislature intentionally watered down the definition of public schools to include public charter schools. So, do we wish to specify independent school districts as opposed to Texas public schools, so that we eliminate that watered down version of education that the legislature is continuing to prop up?
Ooh,
Would you like to make a motion for that?
I move to change the phrase public schools to independent school districts.
Second.
Oh, I'm not in. Shoot. I need to change to suggesting. All right, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this amendment to the amendment?
Like it.
Allison's had her hand up.
Oh, it's actually a question for after we finish this. I thought we were almost done,
Oh,
so
okay.
Okay. All right.
that was a good catch.
Hearing no further discussion, all in favor of this amendment to the amendment, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, back to the original motion for this amendment. Do we have any further discussion on this amendment?
No.
Mr.
Hearing
Chair,
none.
would this be the good time to potentially move to include all appointments to takeover committees must be conflict-free individuals from non-competing entities
I
This
would
and
would
put
be
that
boards?
in a
time for
different
that
resolve.
amendment, and I would need you to phrase that in the form of a motion.
Okay, I'm sorry. I move that we add as a resolved clause uh, that all appointments to independent school district takeover boards must be individuals who are free from conflict um, with the independent school district and cannot be from charter schools, charter school friendly organizations, or charter school foundations. They must be local.
Or maybe just conflict of interest.
I think I'm agreeing with conflict of interest, but I think you need to specify so that it doesn't become overly broad in their attempt to pervert it.
I did lose my train of thought there for a second. Can you repeat your resolve clause?
All right. Uh, Resolved that all independent school district takeover boards are only to be filled with individuals who are free from conflict from competing educational schools
But I'm at
and foundations.
Okay, I got you. Takeover boards are to be filled
With individuals who are free from conflict by working for competing schools, charter school foundations, and private schools.
Point of
Point.
information.
Yes.
Can't can't we just call to have them elected like we do here, or do they have to be appointed
They're appointed by the
by this
TEA.
TEA?
Yeah, I don't know how to do my hand up thing, but I like that, but I don't know if it fits in this particular resolution. I do like it though.
It is part of it would be part of the mechanism that's identified.
Right, but in the one we just put in or trying to put in, it says we're removing the state takeover of schools.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to tell them, after we told them they can't do it, we're going to tell them how to do it. I
Right,
don't
that's
think that,
where
I don't think that does.
I have an issue with that, but I like it. I just have an issue where it's at. That's all.
Well, in instances, as I'm looking at it, and I am not the expert, please understand. I'm just throwing out the suggestion. In instances where there is a quote unquote legitimate state takeover, as we would look at it, we want to make sure that those individuals are conflict free. So it's not so much that I'm going back over what we told them not to do, but for the other applicable uses of takeover, we want to make sure that those individuals are conflict free.
I personally think that takes away your resolve takes away from the we want to remove the local control. We want to remove the funding from the takeovers.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
While I don't disagree with having an additional resolve clause, we did have an amendment we were considering on the floor, just so we don't get off track.
We
This one right here?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't pass that
finish
yet.
that.
Yeah, we didn't pass that yet.
Did we not?
I thought we
No.
did.
I thought we just did.
Did we?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
then
we
didn't, we
then I
voted.
didn't
have.
accept the whole thing yet.
We voted.
Oh, we
We
On
voted
voted
that.
on
on
the
the amendment to
amendment
the
to the
amendment to the
amendment. Yeah,
amendment.
No, we took a vote already.
so we got to do the final vote.
Okay.
I thought I was losing my mind for a minute.
I am losing my mind. So, okay, let's pause on the other resolve clause that we were adding. All in favor of adding this amendment to the resolution, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. It's the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it. Okay. All right.
Very good.
Back to this new resolve clause. Is there any further discussion on this?
It actually doesn't have a second yet.
Yeah, no second.
Oh, there has been a second. Do we have a second on this resolve?
Second.
Sean. Okay, we have a motion and a second now. Is there any further discussion on this new resolve clause? Hearing none, we will go for a vote. All in favor of adding this new resolve clause, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed,
Aye.
please signify by saying nay.
Nay.
Hey.
We are going to a division because there's no way for me to tell about with that one. Okay.
Diana had a question going to the chat that somebody just came in and has not identified themselves yet.
Ooh, who's in here? Let's see.
Rosalie's phone.
I don't see any random iPhones.
I don't
Maybe
see
they left.
anything random either. I do
Yeah,
have a
hasn't been
point
left.
of inquiry just real quick.
Yes.
For all of our future meetings, can we request that everybody, just to make the secretary's job easier when looking at the list, put their CD number in their name? So if we do have any visitors, we can kind of identify them.
Have to
Yes,
get
that'd be great.
participants to do that.
Okay. All right. We're going to a division vote. Diana or Erica, are you here?
I'm here, Diana.
Cool. All right. The floor is yours.
I think you're gonna have to.
No worries.
Yeah. Okay. CD1, CD2, CD3, CD4, CD5,
Nay.
CD6,
Nay.
CD7, CD8,
Aye.
CD7.
Oh, wait,
I'm sorry, was that 7?
I'm
Okay.
8.
All right. CD8,
Aye.
CD9, CD9,
Nay.
CD10,
Nay.
CD11,
Aye.
CD12,
Aye.
CD13, CD13, CD14, CD15,
Aye.
CD16, CD17,
Nay.
CD18,
Nay.
CD19, CD20, CD21,
Nay.
CD22, Nay. CD23, CD24, CD25,
Aye.
CD26,
Nay.
CD27, CD28, CD29,
Nay.
CD30,
Yay.
Could you repeat that? I couldn't tell if it was an I or an A.
CD, oh,
Yes. In favor.
CD 31,
Yes.
CD 32, yes. CD 33,
No.
CD 35. Did I miss 34? I'm sorry. CD 34,
Yes.
CD 35 or 36, CD 37, CD 38.
With the vote of 9 to 11, the amendment does not pass. Okay. Is there any further discussion on item 2067?
I
Hearing
call
none.
for a vote on the full 2067 resolution.
Yes, thank you. We are now taking a vote on item 2067. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, everybody. We did our job, as far as we know, for now.
So that means all resolutions that pass 10 or more counties have now been dealt with?
That is correct, yes. Or
Just be adopted as amended.
Or congressional districts.
Yeah. The 10 congressional districts that we know of, the resolutions that we know of, we are done. If this is what the state party has asked us to do, we have met the charge of this committee, and technically we don't have to do anything else ever again. But
Point of inquiry.
service, so we're going to keep going at some point. But it is now 3 minutes past 9 o'clock.
Point of inquiry.
Yes.
Wouldn't this last one be adopted as amended?
Did I do adopted?
Yes.
Thank you for that. That is correct, yes.
And Allison also has a question.
Yes. Allison?
Yes, just real quick so I have the right one. The work you had to do, you said where you need to try to find the bottoms of all of the proposals that were taken apart, and you were going to look back for the resolutions at county conventions, that list. Does 446 sound right?
That is one of my original numbers where I had things. I believe the full number is closer in the 740 range.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I've got one with 446, so I can drop that and hopefully it'll get you some of your resolves back, but you might have a long night ahead of you.
I'm going to have a very long night ahead of me. Yes, but thank you. That would be great. If you could just please put in Google Drive and email to me, that would be perfect.
I can do that. Yep.
Thank you.
And can you put it in the chat for all the rest of us? Or
is that, if that's
Jazz, will you send it to us?
Yes, I will make a copy of it and send it to everybody.
Can you put your email in the chat for me?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I was not being diligent, I could say we're just gonna make a report now and we're done. But no, we're gonna be diligent. We're gonna do right by the party. So thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you all for dealing with the issues we are having as a party. But I promise it'll be worth it. And until next time, I would like to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a motion?
Before we adjourn, I just want to make sure, are we still meeting as planned tomorrow night at 7 o'clock?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
So
Jen.
I make a motion.
Yes.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Jen.
All right. Good night.
Okay,
Thank
good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Hi.
Everybody.